All right, everybody. Welcome to the Pod Leadership Training, Building a High-Performance Finance Team. My name is Chris Perez, and I'm going to be walking you through this model today. This is actually one of my most exciting things that we do here as a company and us building out your finance company to whatever level you want. I just love this one because, I'm a long-term serial entrepreneur. And just to be frank, my favorite type of money is passive residual income. And the most money I've ever made in my life was making money on thousands of others' efforts and helping lots of people. And that's exactly what this is and what we'll do for anybody that wants to be in a leadership role. And I genuinely don't think that there's any other opportunity in the United States that remotely touches what we've built here. Again, this is a 25-year blueprint, but pod leadership is something that is just, if you really see what this is, will blow your mind how it works. And I have one of our pod leaders, Fred, that can tell you firsthand. We had a really interesting call earlier, and I'll cover it later in this presentation. All right, so pod leadership is for in-network broker partners that are certified commercial, and I do have some guests that are going to be on this call today as well. So it is also for prospects that are ready to scale and build a true sizable finance company. And again, we're going to be building your company, and that's what this is about. Again, it is for certified commercial partners. You got to be in the business. You got to be certified commercial. That is one of the prerequisites to running a large-scale team or company. And it's not just our certification and the lenders want you certified. It's really for the enterprise partnerships that we're bringing in, the big banks for their turn downs and some of our partners that are just vast. We're going to be giving these leads and these accounts over to our broker partnerships. And one of the things that allows us to bring in an enterprise partner is that when they send us a lead, that we are guaranteeing to them that the person that's touching their customer is certified commercial. And it's really important for us to be able to keep everybody fed because we need a uniform system and uniform training. And that's essentially what we do for the entire industry is we take a very unlicensed, unregulated industry, which is very messy and unprofessional professional services business, and we clean it up. And that's why the lenders love us. That's why the lenders make us big when we start to scale. And I will tell you, if you go to one of our wholesalers in a year, they're going to ask for that certification. So might as well get it out of the way now. This is also for new entrants. For all my guests here who aren't certified commercial, I'm glad you're here. This is what we do. This is what our trainings look like. And again, this is for commercial brokers that also want to scale. Had a call earlier with Jonathan, experienced broker. He's been doing this as long as I have. He's looking for the right platform. He's looking for bigger lenders. Had a $30 million deal and a $25 million deal right on our phone call earlier. And he will be coming in, and he'll go into Fred's pod, and Fred will override on those two deals, which we're talking massive income. So if you do want to build something special and you want to get out of the grind of just being a deal maker and you want to help a lot of people and you don't mind managing people and you can handle 5 to 10 hours a week to make $1 million, who can't do that? This is for you. But again, team building's not for everybody, but we do have this plan to make you real money on leverage of others while helping people. Again, this is here to take you from an individual producer to the CEO of your own finance company. And that's what this is all about. All right. Now, we're getting a lot, this next round of brokers that are exploring our opportunity. They all are, the majority are going to be residential brokers that are looking to cross over into commercial. Crossing over was one of my first articles that I had written for the Scotsman Guide back in the 90s. Same deal all these years later, crossing over. Residential brokers should be doing commercial. They are really in an overly saturated market in a down cycle because everybody has their 3% mortgages now. and property values are still high. So that whole industry is on a down cycle where we're in the middle of the CRE debt bubble, $2 trillion changing hands. Banks are out. The private capital markets want it. And there is a shortage of commercial mortgage brokers to do this well. So every residential broker should be in commercial. It's the logical step. And those are the folks that we're interviewing every week. We're looking at about 30 to 50 a week right now, and that'll soon turn into hundreds. By the way, the market is short tens of thousands of agents because to move $2 to $4 trillion over 2 years, there's a massive shortage of us. So we can definitely use thousands. So, all right. So one of the things that we need our pod leaders to understand, and this part's kind of fun, actually. We want you to know the different asset classes and underwriting basics, the SCR, the timelines and loan structures and, the lender relationships, risk management, all of that. But the beautiful part about this part of this slide right here is the fact that we have on staff underwriters. So there's really we want you to know it because the more that you know, the better you're going to be, especially if you're leading a team. But the fact of the matter is, when somebody applies for a loan here, there's an underwriter looking at that file before it ever goes out to any lender. We're not out here spraying and praying. We're not some blind algorithm or AI that's trying to touch a lender. Sure, we have our AI, we have all of that, but this is about human beings. We're betting the farm on human beings with some of the most advanced technology that's ever been invented. So sure, you need the commercial lending fundamentals, but as far as any pod leader becoming an actual underwriter, you don't need it because we have underwriters that work for us. And you don't have to worry about that. So I like this, slide. Yes, the more you know, the better you're going to get. But you really do need, the basics. And we don't need anybody to become an underwriter. We have that. Now, real important is how we do it. We do need you to make sure you understand the CRM and how to manage your pipeline and your reps and what they're doing. That's going to be an important part of it. We do want you to look in on your team, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, making sure they're making callbacks, on time. But this is really a low-touch system. It is mentorship to a point, but it is low-touch. Once you get a team that's humming along, it's really, a pipeline meeting on Fridays and making sure everybody's supposed to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And for some of the newer agents that you'll get, there will be some mentorship and some calls that you'll have to get, and there will be some babysitting. We're going to have some high maintenance people. I have somebody that's pretty high maintenance right now in the wrong way, and that just kind of is part of the gig. But this is a people business, and it's you're going to be managing some people. But the nice part is you're not going to be doing any heavy lift until you get 20, 30, 40, or 100 people, and we can get you there as well. I can get you 1,000 people, and then that just becomes something entirely different. Now we want to make sure that with our systems, everybody is working their leads properly. Obviously, everybody on here, or most of the folks on here, understand that when somebody's certified, we give our partners 75 free leads a month. You get the 50 age leads, and you get the 25 refinance balloons. We're doing an internal audit with our SDV, strategic deal vetting team, and folks aren't working the leads properly. So we're going to be doing a training on that. So please make sure if you are requesting and getting leads, the live leads that come in every day need to be called within 24 hours. There always needs to be a task or it goes into a black hole. Please, 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 if you are too busy, do not request leads. To stay qualified, you have to make sure that you work the leads properly. There's nothing worse when we have to disqualify somebody out because they're not taking the leads and working. They're not working the leads properly. That just is senseless. If you're too busy and you can't run leads, I have I have over 100 brokers that we manage under management now. There's a lot of hungry brokers here that want to make a lot of money. So if you're too busy to run leads properly, please just don't request them, and you'll always stay qualified. We are running the marketing engine full steam ahead now. We hired the agency that does Grant Cardone, that does Gary Vee, that does Tony Robbins. Some of the biggest names in high-ticket coaching are now running our recruitment campaigns. We're seeing anywhere from 30 to 50, and soon it'll be hundreds a week of folks that are looking at the opportunity. You know, we're looking for more than just quantity here. That's why I've been doing the last 4 weeks a lot of the interviewing myself, because it's about quality. We're looking for hitters. We are going after the market. Now, what's neat about this is that when we interview folks and they become an in-network partner and we give them 75 leads, if you're a pod leader, we are putting most of these agents into pods that you're going to lifetime override on. So our $1,000 a day spend is going directly to help you build your business. Now, I've never seen anything like that where somebody's spending well over $1,000 a day to help you grow your business by building a team on people that you're going to override on. So the marketing engine is on fire right now, and we have a big spend, and we're only going to turn up the noise with more agents because we're going to try and move every bit of that $2 trillion. Our goal in reality is 20% of the entire market of the Siri debt bubble, $500 billion, will run our platform. Need about 600 brokers to do that. This is science stuff. So the marketing engine's on fire, and it's your marketing engine, except the company pays for it. You can't beat that partnership. Another part of our system is our training library. Obviously, everybody gets certified, 6 weeks fast track. We do offer corporate training for large corporations that want to add commercial to their residential mortgage companies. But there is a ton of continuing education. There is a continuing education portal that you will have access to after you are certified. So the training never stops. You're always growing. You're always going to have access, and you're always going to have access to more knowledge, and we're always adding to this. So just remember, once you get certified, continuing education is a part of the platform. You have a portal there. We're always adding new lenders to it. We're always adding new strategies to it. We're heavy in the AI space, so you'll see some really cool technologies in there. So you will always have access to our training library to run your business. Now, the compensation structure is pretty cool on pods. Number one, you get 25% on your mentee's book of business for the rest of your life. Now, 25% is a ridiculous number to do a pipeline meeting for 10 people on a Friday. It's huge. Fred and I, Team Void, I call them, it's Fred and his daughter Tabitha, are killing it. And they are just grafting into the system perfectly. And Fred, I want to thank you for stepping up and attending meetings and grabbing calls and being there, because you can see, as I always say, I have the keys to the kingdom. They are not just words. So I want to give you something, all of you, a specific meeting that literally happened about an hour ago. So I have Jonathan, who gets on a one-on-one interview. Fred joins me. I'm doing a lot of the interviewing because, again, I'm looking for generals. Jonathan's been around the block a long time, almost as long as I have, over 25 years. He's a commercial mortgage broker. He's tired of doing the 1 to 4 unit nonsense, fix and flip stuff. He's got 2 deals right now. One's $30 million. I think the other was like $28 million. And he needs bigger lenders, and he's also looking for a system, and he's not looking to work 80 hours a week. All right. So he's in a funny place, and he's thinking, hey, maybe I can do these bigger deals with you. We'll make lots of money, but maybe I'll mentor 5, 6 people, and I'll make another $500,000 a year. Not a bad business. So watch what this really is, and this is just astounding. And Fred, I'm going to call on you at the end of the meeting so you can actually share your experience of what just happened, but I'm going to tell you what happened, everybody. So here's what happened. Jonathan gets on. Hey, Jonathan, what's going on? Thanks for getting on my calendar. He saw one of my ads. What's cooking? All right. He tells me what he wants. Great. We're going to get his deals in. $30 million deal. Let's say we make a point on that, and that's pretty standard depending on the deal. So that's a $300,000 fee deal that once he puts that application in the next 2 days, if it's a real deal, we'll close that based on what it is, the property type and everything else. We'll close that 45, 60 days. Bigger deal, big property. It's going to take a little bit of time on the appraisal. Everything else moves fast. we need a big commercial appraisal for a property like that. $300,000 comes in. Jonathan will put $150,000 into his pocket, and the company does the majority of the heavy lift. Fred, for being on that call today for an hour to piggyback me so we can see how it's done and keep on learning, which the learning never stops. He's doing interviews now. I'm building his pod and Tabitha's pod out, but he's showing up when I'm asking him to show up. Fred was on that call, okay? Jonathan is going to be coming in network partner, even though he has as much experience as I do, because he understands for us to get enterprise accounts, everybody needs to be certified. It doesn't matter that he has as much experience as I do. He has to go through it because, number one, you got to go through it if you're going to be running a team that's going through it. And number two, it's what we're guaranteeing the market that brokers that send business or getting business are certified. So he's going to sign up. Now, because Fred spent 1 hour on that call with me today and follow up with Jonathan tomorrow, and he'll sign up, Fred will override on that $30 million deal, okay? And in 45 to 60 days, if it's a real deal and it closes, Fred will make $75,000 on that one deal for spending an hour on the phone with me and Jonathan today. Now, Fred is not going to act like a mentor to this gentleman because this gentleman has as much experience as I do, okay? So there's no mentorship there, okay? Fred will never, ever touch anything to do with this loan file because it's big and it goes to management and the underwriters and the professionals that do this, and it'll make $75,000, okay, for an hour. And maybe he'll talk to Jonathan, maybe once a month, okay? By the way, Jonathan has a $28 million deal, and the guy's connected, and he's going to be bringing in lots of deals. It's those accounts passively that you can get rich on, and that's just Jonathan, and that happened an hour ago. So, Fred, congratulations for showing up on that one because Jonathan will be going into your pod, okay? All right. Another nice thing is when Jonathan signs up, Fred will get a $500 instant cash bonus. I love instant cash bonus. Fred is making instant cash bonuses now that we're building his pod. I love it. $500, okay? It's not the be-all and end-all, but $500, you do that, once or twice a day, which is possible at the level that we're doing. That's not bad, and that's paid instantly when they sign up. Now, okay, one other thing that we're toying with is that we are going to, with our pod program, since we are giving over 25% is a massive number to, residually share with our pod leaders. It dilutes us by 25% is a massive number. So if somebody, is under your pod and they want to go build a pod, we don't have levels or this is not MLN. And it's just too thin to be able to do something like that. But we are going to do an annual production number that if you're, somebody in your group pulls in $1 million net, we're going to give you another $10,000 on top of your normal 25%. So there's a $10,000 bonus there for volume, and you can easily hit those numbers if you're running, 20 or, if they build something to 10, 20, 30 people, $1 million net should be no problem whatsoever. The beautiful part about this is there is no cap here, okay? There is no cap. We are interviewing 30 to 50 people a week. It will be 300 to 500 a week. Somebody on this call may have 100 brokers. Somebody on this call may have 1,000 brokers. Okay, we are no longer talking about a 7-figure income, okay? At over 100, you're talking 8 figures. If you're now pushing double that or 500,000, you are looking at the potential of 9 figures now. We are talking real money involved, okay? And remember, I had 17,000 brokers in 2007. I know exactly what this is. I had 500 brokers in 2019. I know exactly what these numbers are. And the difference between then and now is I am building your companies, and we're the tool set behind all of it. So I'm not building a 1,000-person brokerage anymore. We just run and help everybody else build theirs. There's no cap on this. So if you want to go out and make $10 million a year, game on. Fred and Tabitha's on their way. David is on his way. So pay attention to what this really is, okay? This is not anything traditional or anything that's out there, and it just works, okay? Because it does create a layer of management that we need. We need good team leaders, period. All right? So I love the comp. Again, $500 instant cash bonus. You can bring in folks. We're going to give you plenty of folks. The $500 bonus is they must be paid in full. They have to pay for their tuition for Commercial Capital Institute, who we use for the certification. The $500 bonus is paid in full. We do have pretty amazing payment programs over there, but we can't be chasing AR and following up on that. So the bonus is when they pay in full. So just want to be very, very clear about that. But I love instant cash bonuses because at the level of interviewees we're seeing now, you should be bringing in 1 or 2 of these a day based on the volume. And here's the neat thing. We're only going to turn up our ad spend based on the folks that want to do pods. So our spend goes up, you interview more, you're making more instant cash bonuses, and once those loans start coming in and closing, it is going to be crazy. Think about this. You have 10 people in a pod. They all get certified. They all have their own networks. They're all going to originate, and we give them 75 leads per month for free, okay? That's 9,000 opportunities a year with only 10 people. That is crazy numbers, and that's just 10 people. To run 10 people is probably less than 5 hours a week, okay, for that kind of opportunity. I'm a serial entrepreneur. If anybody has any business out there that is bigger than this right now, that the average person can get into, AI, people are putting hundreds of millions of dollars. You're out unless you buy some stock, and yeah, sure, you can do that. SpaceX, gone. This is a real opportunity if somebody wants it, and the time is now. When we have thousands of brokers or 10,000 brokers, it will look entirely different. But you can seize the day now, and it just happens to coincide with the CRE debt bubble. So again, we are looking at a significant volume here, and it's not bad. If you get 10 people in, you put $5,000 in your pocket before a single deal closes. Tell me who's doing that in the industry right now. Nobody but us, okay? Now, the wealth builder. Again, the math, I just went over some math. You guys can look at this presentation slide after the call. Again, it's 25% gross revenue, so I'll make it really easy. $10,000 fee comes in, nothing too big, nice $10,000 fee deal. You put $2,500 in your pocket, okay? We can do those all day long. And again, you're really not getting into any heavy management until you have about 10 to 15 brokers. So I suggest, even if you are not interested, because Jonathan wasn't interested in building something massive because he knows the bigger it gets, it will require your time to run a team of 50 people. And he's on the other side of his business, but he was smart enough to know that if he ran 5 or 6 people, that's going to fuel his other businesses. Those people, that he could be doing $500,000 passively, and it's going to allow him to do some other things that he wants to do in the real estate industry. So again, it's cut and dry. It's 25% of the net fees that are generated goes right into your pocket on every person in your book of business for the rest of your life, as long as you both are in network partners. It is lifetime. As long as they're in network, you're in network, you will override for the rest of your life. And you can't beat that, okay? Now, we took some really, really conservative numbers here. Solo brokers in our world that are doing it, you're making $140,000 to $250,000 a year if you're a solo broker. Team of 5, with 2 closed loans a quarter, $85,000, and again, team of 20, you're over $200,000. If you have over 50 plus brokers, the reality of those numbers is you're making well over $1 million, and you're probably making that between 10 and 20 people. But we did want to show you these numbers in this particular slide on if you only had 2 closes per quarter per broker, that's what these numbers look like. And this is about as conservative as it possibly be. 2 closes per quarter per person is kind of absurd if somebody's getting 75 leads a month. But we did want to just throw out some industry averages on what this can look like, okay? Now, give me 1 second. Okay, now listen, we are in a people business, okay? And people build the business. That's what we're involved in here. Yes, we have AI technologies. Yes, we have the algorithms. Yes, we have data mining software. Yes, we have underwriters and staff. But this is really about human beings talking to customers and building those relationships. It's about when we hand you, the CEO of a bank that's going to hand over all those leads, you become the relationship manager. When we bring in more enterprise-level accounts, we are going to need pods to run these accounts. If we went out and brought in every turn down from a Wells Fargo, you better have over 1,000 people in your pod. I mean, everybody would be involved in an account like that. So we are gambling heavy, heavy, heavy on people, and that's what we're doing right now. Again, this is going to take you out of a producer role. Now, you can close your regular deals every single month and make your 140 to 200. We suggest that. Hey, have a couple deals always running. But again, this is for folks that want to coach, mentor, and help other people achieve their financial success. And there's nothing that feels better as well as making a lot of money helping people. And that's what we do in our business. We help small businesses survive. We help people avoid foreclosures. We help people buy that property to achieve their financial dreams and their legacy. And we're doing the same with the folks that actually make the money. So we are in the people business, okay? Now, foundation, you got to get done your training. That's everybody's 6 weeks fast track. We do want to start seeing, a deal or two while you're in the training. This is earn while you learn. And then you'll find out very, very quickly. And again, I'm going to call on Fred, when all this is over, to talk about what scale looks like. Fred's background, Fred, if I can speak for you, prior investment banker, saw the opportunity in commercial real estate lending. Fred comes in, he gets certified, he brings his daughter in. I love a family affair. David brings his son in. My son works for the company. I don't care how big we get, we're always going to be a family. And Fred will explain to you how fast I am growing him and his daughter right now because they are doing the extras, okay? You will start having recruits even faster than this model right here. And I put all of my effort, time, our ad spend, and everything that we do into the folks that do the business. Jamie Wilson, been with me 13 years. A couple other brokers that I owned prior in the system, bringing in deals. I focus on folks like Jamie. I focus on folks like Fred and Tabitha. I focus on folks like David. It's doing the Money Man Connector, and we're bringing our people there and guest lender speakers. That is where all of my attention is going to go, and I'm telling you, I do hold the keys to all of it. We're going to move this $2 trillion. I'm telling you right now, I say 20%. I want it all, and I need people to help us do it, and I can build you fast. And we need people to build fast as well, okay? So again, what's so neat about this is residual income that will long outlast your retirement, okay? You get 20, 30, 40 people doing this, 100 people, you're going to make money forever. It is transferable. You'll be able to give the business to your kids. We are building your finance company. So when we put someone in your pod, that's your business partner for as long as you want to stay in the industry. It's transferable. Your business is your business. You're going to have the leads, the lenders, the technology. So it is transferable. It's your business that we're building here. Obviously, this is economy proof. Commercial lending is never going to go away. We just happen to be in one of the high cycles of history. They call it a 16-year cycle. This is a never cycle. This has never happened where all commercial loans are ballooning. And as I mentioned early on, leverage is true freedom. You know, we're all limited as human beings on what we can earn because there's only so many hours in a day, right? So you as an individual producer, which there is nothing wrong with that, and I have a lot of people that want to be individual producers, and I work with folks like that every single day. That's all they want to do, and there's nothing wrong with that because not everybody's built to be a leader or build a team and manage people, and that's okay. But if you really do want to build substantial long-term income, you're going to need leverage, okay? You don't, make millions of dollars by yourself. It's when you start building a team, or unless you're selling space shuttles, right? So the only way that you're really going to hit that 7 or 8-figure income is by leveraging the efforts of others. And the neat thing is we get to help people. We're helping people make money, right? Pipeline meeting. Hey, let's go over what's going on. How are you making out with your leads? Did you go to that Fortune Builders meeting that was coming up on Saturday? Did you go to that meetup last night that you said you were going to go to? That's what this is. It's not rocket science. We're not asking you to, teach somebody the business. We do that. We are the mentorship. We are the training program. We are the continuing education. So I've never seen a management structure that had as much low touch as what we've invented with such an upside. I just never, again, if somebody has anything that's remotely like this, put it on my table because, I want to see what else is out there. But I've never seen anything like this, and I'm very proud of what we've invented here. Your networks, your net worth, again, if you know anybody that you want to come in, when David, another experienced broker, pod leader, Massachusetts, saw what I was doing, has seen me on LinkedIn for many years. We've been colleagues. When he saw the opportunity, he was smart. He said, hey, I want in. I see Chris about to do this thing again. He's going to knock down the market because that's what we do. I do it with the help of the lenders, by the way. It's not me. If you ever hear me say the word I have a pretty incredible team, and everybody in the industry on the lending side knows who I am, and they know what I do, and they want me to do what I do because the market is messy, and I clean it all up. David comes in. He comes in, he brings in 8 people, and we're building out his pod. So listen, if you know anybody that wants to do this, bring them in because, again, your network is your net worth. And you can start now. We are cruising. We have the recruitment side of this thing dialed in to a science. Again, I probably, over the past month or two since hiring this agency, I've probably interviewed well over 200 people, maybe more. Personally, I've done that because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality people. And we are seeing some amazing, amazing people. And I'm going to let Fred talk about Jonathan in that call we just had, because we're seeing some real hitters that are looking for a platform like this, and they'll go into your pod as well. So that's the, what we're putting together here. And let's see here. All right. So the next steps are, schedule your onboarding call. If you have a pod leader, you want to look at anybody that you want to do the business with. Like I said, Fred comes in, brings his daughter in, David brings his son in, I bring my son in. It's who you know in your network, who you've been business partners with. We will start building side by side with you. And we also want to make sure that you're also building on the deal side as well, okay? That's really important on the deal side is I want to see everybody originating. There is no reason anybody in this market right now should be broke. It is ridiculous. The deals are everywhere. If you draw a circle around your house of a 10-mile radius, there's 10 deals right there that just heard a no from their bank, okay? You bank. Walk into your bank. Ask the commercial guy, hey, do you want an additional service so you can keep your happy clients? Are you turning down everybody? He's going to say, I'm turning down everybody. Great. Here's my card. Let's start seeing a deal. So we do want to see originating out there. That's what this business is. We do give you the pipeline builder where we're giving you free leads every single month. We are about to start a massive ad spend on that side of the fence as well to connect the dots to make sure everybody is fed and enterprise accounts. There are people on this call that are going to make millions of dollars. There's just no question about it. And Fred and Tabitha are at the top of my list to make them millionaires fast if they're not already, but they might be. All right, folks. Well, listen, that's today's presentation. So I am now going to put us into a Q&A. I kind of ripped through that. So if you want to go through these slides, everybody's going to get a copy of the presentation. And I look forward to working with everybody. I'm super excited what's happening right now. And we couldn't do this without all of you, the folks that are on my team right now. You know, I couldn't do this, and our team and Kate, we are so thankful for the folks that we get to work with on a daily basis. And again, we wouldn't be able to build something as special as this is if we didn't have and surround our sites by amazing people that we get to work with every day. So I'm going to get us into some Q&A. So give me 1 second now, and we're going to rock and roll. But what I am going to do before that is I am going to unmute Fred, because I want him to tell you about our call earlier. So just bear with me. Let me find Fred here. All right, Fred, did I unmute you?
Yes, you did.
All right, so everybody meet Fred Voigt, and he's building something pretty special. Fred, can you just give us a little 2-minute your background, what you're doing so far, and then if you could end with what that call sounded like an hour ago. And that call, you just jumped on. I gave you that lead, like a week, and you were just calling to make sure that guy showed up, because people get on my calendar and they no-show me on Monday. And what they really don't realize, which makes me, you know, again, it's not an ego thing. When people ghost me on their call, they very rarely will ever get a chance to work with me direct again. Ever. Miss one call. If you don't have the, you know, the courtesy to send me an email because you're busy on a Monday and you got excited on a Friday, if you don't have the common courtesy to do that, how are you going to treat my customers? It's not an ego thing. I just don't. If somebody does that to me, I'm not comfortable ever giving somebody my customer. You're going to have to go a long way. So, Fred, I appreciate you, letting people know. Getting on this guy, the source code's calendar is a big deal, because he is sitting there with the cave full of gold, the keys to the entire kingdom that he's giving people that really want to do this business. So I appreciate you stepping up. So, Fred, if you could tell us a little bit about you, and then, like I said, your experience thus far about how fast we're scaling you, and then if you could kind of end with the call that we had with Jonathan earlier, that'd be awesome. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. Happy to, Chris. I'm 69 years old. I come from the venture capital investment banker world. I ran my own fund for over 22 years, so I've done a lot of deals, worked with a lot of companies, helped a lot scale up to grow. Mostly we work with development stage companies, so a lot of what's going on here, I have experience doing that. Running my own VC fund meant I had to also be an economist, and when Chris mentioned this $2.5 trillion bubble coming, I did my research. It's like, wow, this is amazing opportunity. So I got back to Chris and say, okay, I want to sign up. This is where I believe the opportunity is unprecedented at this point in time, and this is where I want to be. So I signed up just last March, so it's been 5 months for me. At the moment, I have 119 broker prospects that Tabitha and I are following up on. We have 67 referral sources, 14 meetings set at this point in time. So yes, scaling tremendously. We've got 7 people who have signed up under me who are currently going through the certification. So growing quickly and going to continue to grow, and I intend to be one of Chris's generals as things move forward. As far as Jonathan was concerned, it was just like last Thursday or Friday that I got the notice that he had signed up for a call with Chris. So I followed up. I sent him an email, and over the weekend I sent him a text. Just reminders, hey, you've got this call with Chris, with Mr. Perez. Are you going to be able to make it? If not, let us know and we'll reschedule. And within 30 seconds or a minute from that text, he said, he responded, I'm going to be on it. It's like, okay. And then he was on the call this morning. I jumped on as well. And he has all of these deals. He has doesn't want to put too many hours, 5, 10, maybe 20 hours at most a week into the business, but he wants to scale it with 5 or 6, and he's got all these deals. and the fact that Oceanview can come in and we have all the background to the backup to be able to handle it, so he doesn't have to do that much other than be the person finding the deals. It suits him, and it suits me really, really well. So he's going to be a tremendous part of my pod, and I won't have to do too much other than give him a pat on the back and check in with him from time to time. So I appreciate the opportunity. My recommendation is, if you haven't decided to do so already, do it. Jump in. It's going to be a little bit of time and effort, but the payoff is there. This is an incredible opportunity, one of the best I've seen in my career.
Hey, thanks for that, Fred. And let me ask you, so I am so hoping this guy's deals, like he has a couple of these bigger deals that are real, because you're going to be a hilarious testimonial when I say you're the first partner of mine, and I've had thousands of partners, but you're the first partner of mine that made $75,000 an hour. I want you to be that testimonial, man. So I'm shooting for that, because that's pretty damn cool stuff, right?
Very.
75 G's an hour, geez. I want to do this. I'm going to switch roles. I want your role. I'm over here writing these stupid checks, man. I want to do what you do. Hey, listen, Fred, man, you guys are awesome, man. I do appreciate you and your daughter, and I appreciate you jumping on here last minute and then actually sharing some words. I appreciate it. And
anything you ever need, Chris, happy to do. Just let me know, and I'll jump right in on it. Tabitha's here as well, right beside me.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Tabitha, how you doing? It's good seeing you the other morning, too.
Yeah. Right.
All right, gang.
All right, appreciate the opportunity, Chris. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Fred. Honestly, I love you guys. You guys are, you were believers, and now you see that this is not just mere words. This is a hell of an opportunity we're putting together. All right, so here's what we're going to do now, folks. We're going to get it. If you called in on your phone on this session, I believe you put your phone, you press the *6 on your, *6 on your phone if you called in. If you logged in on your computer, there should be a button to get in the Q&A. I haven't done one of the live sessions in a little bit, so I'm always a little funky with the technology, so you'll have to bear with me if I make a mistake and disconnect you or anything like that. Even though I run a technology company, I'm not that technically savvy, but you never be the smartest person in the room. You work with the smartest people, so another little piece of secret sauce. All right, one of my other guys that has worked with me at other brokerages, Mr. Fred, how are you?
Good afternoon.
What's cooking, man?
Getting there, going through the certification. So let me ask you a question. So I want to build a pod.
Yeah.
Can I start building the pod before I'm certified?
You can start building right now. It's the same thing as submitting a loan. It's the same thing. You can start building a pod immediately. If you want to do that, I just need you to send me over or Kate over an email so we can open up the pod leadership training. It is very brief. The training that's there right now it's light, but we are going to build out that entire section, but it's going to give you kind of the basics of how we do it. And you can start building right now. Now, the fastest way for us to start building you is the same way as it works on the loan side of things. Fred, I know you, so I know that you're a producer and everything else because we worked together years ago as well, like Jamie. So I'll help you get there faster, but this is more for other people that are on the phone. Anybody that wants to get my attention, I want you to bring in business partners and bring them the opportunity because we need good people right now, okay? We need scale. We really do. The market needs scale. Same with loans. I can give you a million leads. I have 200,000 prior customers. We have a new Facebook group that we just signed, enterprise level partner. They have a couple 100,000 users. We're involved with them. I have household name as partners on the technology side. So I can crush the market on the loan side once I have enough bodies, but I need to know that you can originate. I want everybody who's on my team right now to go find a deal today because they're everywhere. Just go into, if you live in Ohio, go into Ohio Facebook investors and look at the the feed, and somebody right there is looking for money. The deals are everywhere. Show me you can originate. Show me you're serious about it, and I will treat you the way that I treat Fred and Tabitha and the folks to do this is I will pound you with the business. I will give you more business than you could possibly. Fred just told everybody, Fred's new at this industry. He just started learning it in March. He has over 67 broker referral sources and over 119 partners. It's only August. I mean, like what? Like I can build anybody as big as you want to get if you want to do it. So, Fred, that's a great question. Don't wait, man. Don't. I mean, show me, you're going to be an anomaly in the fact that you'll pop me over an email, and then what I'll do is I'm going to open up the training for you because I know you. We have a history. And then as soon as you're done the training, you'll pop me over an email. Hey, Chris, I'm done this. And I'll start loading you up. And, you're going to get scripts. I mean, a lot of the stuff, how we handle this is I hired one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world of what we do, okay? I mean, that commitment wasn't faint of heart. I'm spending big for everybody. So, again, I just need you to get through that part, and then I can start giving you some. And then you get to work with Fred and Tabitha that are having these calls every single day. And, yeah, you can start building a team right away. I highly recommend it if that's something you want to do. If you want to help people and you want to be a mentor, not only just about the money and the residual income and seven figures and all that, that's cool. That comes with the territory. But if you genuinely want to help people make some money and you genuinely want to put this money on the street, and, yeah, the money's going to come. So, yeah, Fred, you can start doing that today, man. Absolutely. No reason to wait.
Great. I will send an email to you and Kate. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions?
No, not at this point.
All right, that's perfect. And Fred, welcome to the family, man. I enjoyed working with you years ago, and same as Jamie, I love, when I turn these things on, people that have been with me for years, join the platform. I'm just really proud of what we've built this time. I mean, this is a 25-year culmination of millions of mistakes, millions of dollars, and there's nobody in the industry remotely doing what we're doing. There are people that have training programs. There are people that have algorithms. Nobody has all these pieces together like we do, and we're pretty proud of that. But when you do something long enough and you scale time and time again, I can make all of you a very big company. So it does look like I have a quiet group today. So Fred, Fred and Tabitha, thank you so much for jumping in here. And I'm going to cut us out. If anybody wants to, everybody who's on the call, you'll get a copy of the presentation. I'm also going to put a YouTube link. And I really do look forward to working with everybody. The fall is going to be so exciting. This is literally phase one of the business now that all the technology and the training, this is a lot of years in building, and we're just turning on the switches now. So this is going to get really exciting for everybody. So, again, if you're, willing to put on and wear every hat and help us grow this thing, I will make sure that you achieve all of your financial and time freedom goals. That is my commitment. I work for you. I work very hard for everybody. You have people like Kate and Anthony that they bend over backwards to make sure that you have everything you need on a regular basis. So we are committed to everybody, and it does look like I have Lance popped in. Hey, Lance, how you doing?
Good, Chris. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. I'm glad you popped in. What's cooking?
I had a question on the pod recruitment.
Yes.
You've got an agency that's going after get brokers into the system.
Yes.
How does that work? Where I'm trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I mean, it's
California. Are you coming in and calling a group of individuals or?
So the way that it works
as far as the agency.
Yeah. So I hired the agency. They looked at what we do and our model.
Right.
By trade, I am a commercial mortgage broker and an underwriter. Okay. That's just what I'm known as. I haven't did my own deal, and who knows, because I run companies. I know enough to be dangerous, right? And I've had my own properties and all that good stuff. So by trade, I'm a commercial mortgage broker and an underwriter. Marketing has never been my thing. What always makes me big is the lenders. the lenders know, when back in the day, the lenders, I'd be doing $100 million with Interbay, $200 million with Silver Hill. I mean, hundreds of millions. And they would always come to me and say, how do we get more? And I would say, well, it's easy. You pay me more money than everybody else out here. You rubber stamp my deals. I want my interest rates lower than the street. And give me 3Y. And they would always laugh, right? They would always laugh. And these are my friends, by the way, because we work together and make a lot of money together. And they would say, well, Chris, we can't do that. We work with thousands of brokers. And I said, yeah, you know what? That's your problem. You work with 1,000 people that have no idea what they're doing, and you're wasting time, resources, and money constantly. How would you like 1,000 prepackaged, pre-sold loan files, right? And all of a sudden, the laughter stops. And then the model works. And what happens is, and it's happening right now, is if when you go to a wholesale lender, they're going to say, how many deals you closed last year? All right, 10? Let me see it. Oh, you didn't. Okay, well, where's your commercial certification? Oh, you don't have one. And see, what's going to happen is, because it's already happening, because I'm already talking to the whole lending community, if you're not commercially certified in a year, you will be in one of our partners, because they're going to force you into us. And the cool part is you'll make more money, the interest rates are going to be better, and they'll rubber stamp your deal. So it works. Right. So as far as what I did, once I had the tech stack and the lenders in place and the analysis tool with iConnect and all these pieces and the school rebuilt out, what I did was I said, well, on the school side, which is a sister company, that's not what Oceanview is. We're the infrastructure for brokers when they're certified. What I said is, okay, well, now what do I do? How do I get the broker community going again? I could do this and that and try and figure it out. I just really said, who is the biggest people that are in high-ticket coaching? Because I figured, well, that's kind of where it all starts, is with education. So I wrote some massive checks. Massive checks, $1,000 a day plus a day, right? 7 days a week. And they are setting up appointments. I have not had this kind of activity since 2005, when I went from 500 brokers to 17,000. So, and I'm just getting started, by the way. 50 to 80 appointments a week is nothing. What I'm going to do next is I am going to replace myself, now that I'm comfortable with the interviewees, and I'm going to start handing this stuff off to people like Fred and Tabitha and David, and I might hire some professional recruiters. And my ultimate goal is I'll double or triple or quadruple the ad spend daily, and then it'll be hundreds of week that are coming in. And that's why I tell everybody, I can build people as big as they want to be. If you really want to be, you saw what I did with Fred since March. The guy is 100% green in March and has 119 and then 67, like it's bananas. And I'll build somebody to 1,000 brokers, because I'm going to be seeing 300 to 400 to 500 reps a week. Now, you can do this in tandem with what we're doing if you have a market segment that you want to go after.
I'm just wondering if they're, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was wondering, are they calling in my backyard? I guess.
Yeah. So it's national right now. So the ads that are spent right now is, there's this kind of funny commercial on Facebook, LinkedIn. Wherever they go. Again, I just write the checks. I had to write the ad copy. I use some AI, and the ad that somebody's seeing is, hey, I'm Chris Perez, stop chasing $3,000 commissions and you could make 25 grand on a deal, right? So that's what people are seeing.
Okay.
And then they book a call, either to get on a calendar or to request some more information. So if it's not geo-specific right now, it's just general. I don't know how that works, or the algorithm finds people. All I do know is it is insanely working. But if you wanted to go after California mortgage brokers, what I'm going to tell you, Lance, is two things. Number one, they all need to be doing commercial if they're not, because it's insane that you're in a dead market and it's oversaturated with brokers and not enough deals, when our market is explosive, much bigger deals, less work, and you can make real money right now. So if you have a way that you can channel in the California residential brokers wanting to cross over into commercial, I'm all game, man.
Well, yeah, I got a database of like 20,000.
Oh, dude! I mean, here's the cool thing
I'm just
about
looking
it.
at, okay, but it's just names with phone numbers, that kind of thing. But I'm just looking at, okay, I'm not going to be making 20,000 calls. It just didn't make any sense. So I'm kind of looking at, okay, what are you doing nationally that might be able to, one might be able to integrate into, talking to these people and say, hey, this is where you go, or here's your ad.
What you immediately want to do is
We're just trying get to that group.
Yeah, so what I want you to do, and another thing that I like about your approach with California is that they're the largest property values in the world, like in the United States. I mean, right? So if you get all the California brokers crossing over, or a percentage of them, if you get 100 California brokers, you're going to make a freaking fortune. So what I want you to do is, if you do have the database or an idea or something like that, pop it over to me, tell me what you got, and then I can ask the agency, and I have another group that runs the technology. Let me see how I can help out. I don't know, maybe we get a dialer. I mean, I'm not a marketing guy, you know what I mean? Like, I've always been really bad at marketing. What I'm good at is I'm good at what I do is, I know how to bring in brokers and teach them the business, whether you have experience or not. I know how to scale this out. I know how to get the lenders to pay attention to me and us. But yeah, if you have that, all you ever have to do, and this is for everybody else, and this is a good one, Lance, if you have something unique like that, just pop me over a personal email, because all of this stuff that you see me do on a regular basis, what I do in reality is I focus on enterprise level accounts. Okay. That's what I do. Like, whether it's the biggest, like a Wells Fargo, or maybe it's the small little regional bank in your area that I want you to get a wellspring, and I'll go drill the well, and then I'll hand it to you, and you'll drink off that well for the rest of your life. That's what I do. So if anybody has any of this stuff, if you have databases, or if you have some connections, or a C-level at a bank or credit union for their turndowns, all you got to do is pop me an email, and then we'll put our head together. If I don't have the answer, remember, I have this whole infrastructure thing, and we pay people pretty good money. So, Lance, if you have that, let's dig in and roll up our sleeves on that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, man. Is that all you got for me? All right, perfect. All right, folks, listen, I'm out of gas now. Now I'm glad everybody who chimed in. So anyway, if anybody needs anything, I'll make sure everybody on the call gets a copy of this presentation, and let's have a blast. Let's finish this summer strong, and this September is going to get wild. So hold on to your hats. This is literally, we are just getting out of the starting block. Wait till we start going after now the bigger accounts, and we put some of this spend on the loan side, meet in the middle. It's going to get real fun. People are going to make real money, and it's going to be a blast. And I'm going to have a very, very cool company retreat on an island, so make sure you're on the generals list, because you'll be right there with us. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day and rest of your week, and I appreciate everybody who attended today. Hopefully you got something out of this. Talk to you soon. Bye now.